Hi besties, welcome to our Monday Q&A, and today we've got a question from somebody all the way from Botswana. Let's hear what they have to ask. Jillian, how do I accept myself after a botched nose job? I feel ugly most of the days and I can't seem to find joy in even looking at myself. I hate myself even for going there in the first place. Please help. My darling, I am so sorry for everything that has happened, but I want to advise you from a point of experience, okay? Now, you cannot move on to accept yourself if you've never grieved your old self. That's a reality that we cannot argue with. Now, how do you grieve your old self? Now, grieving your old self means acknowledging what happened, talking about it or writing it down or processing it, going through all the stages of grief as they come. Now, once you've done the grieving, I cannot tell you that the next step is self acceptance because it's not. I know many people say, just accept yourself. It doesn't work like that. Let me tell you the truth of how life turned out for me. Now, from me having my condition, resenting how I look, resenting how the society wanted to treat me, it was heavy. It was difficult. Now, here is where I started. Like I said, I'll speak from a point of experience. I started with kindness. I started just acknowledging that I'm here. My face has changed. Do I love it? No. Do I love how my teeth are now? No. But I'm here. I'm still here right now, as it is, breathing, carrying this face to places, and prospering every day with this face. Now, the principal thing is that I'm a human being. And a human being deserves kindness, as every human being deserves dignity. At that point, I wasn't trying to convince the brain of something foreign, like I love myself, I feel beautiful. I didn't. I didn't want to argue with facts. Therefore, whatever I put in front of my brain was reality, that I'm a human being. And you are a human being as well. You deserve kindness. You deserve kindness as well. That was a starting point. That is what I call starting from a point of neutrality. Starting at a neutral point where you say you are a human being and you deserve dignity and therefore you deserve kindness. Now, from me acknowledging that every day, I also got to ask myself one important question. An important question that after all that has happened to my body, after all the change that has happened to my face, what is left? What is still mine? I said my voice is still mine. My body, still my body. And I don't feel like the old person because of the change, but my character is still mine. My warmth is still mine. My smile is still mine. Everything else is still mine. And this body keeps fighting back. This body keeps trying. Although it's not the same anymore, everything else is still mine. Now, when I got to that stage, I started to appreciate every part of my body, one at a time. I would journal every day. What has my body done for me that I haven't thanked for it today? I'd write, my body still has eyes. I've seen the light. I've seen my loved ones. I've seen everything outside. I see the light. I see the beautiful colors. And thank you to my eyes because my eyes are fighting. My eyes are still thriving, even through everything that is going on. Thank you to my ears. I hear music. I hear my loved ones talking. I'm able to communicate. Another day, I'll say thank you to my lips. The condition affected my lips, but I still have some. The more I did that, I built a bank of gratitude, meaning that even on days I didn't feel like it, there was just that bit of a voice that says, I'm still here. This is my reality. It happened, but my voice is still mine. My ears are still mine and they're functioning. And that bank of gratitude grew until I started to accept myself, until I started to say, this is my face. I've accepted that it looks this way. There's nothing I can change about it. And when I got to that point, my body got into a different state where my brain started to go into neuroplasticity. My brain expanded each day. And that neuroplasticity, as my brain was listening, as my neurons were changing and developing, new information was now registered that I've accepted this body. I thank it every day. Now I began to love myself. I began to acknowledge how much I love these eyes because they are carrying my entire life. How much I love this face because it carries my eyes, it carries my ears, it carries my teeth, it carries my brain. I cannot exist without a face. It carries my identity. Now, when I get to that point, the next step was for me to be self-obsessed, just as I am now. But I can guarantee you, it starts there. It starts with grieving your old, then starting at a point of neutrality, then getting to the kindness, the self-acceptance. Eventually, you love yourself. Just like you can't argue with what happens when you heat water, water will boil. I also tell you, we cannot argue with what happens when you go through those stages. You get to self-love, and you get to this, and you get to the highest level of self-love. And when you're there, there's no going back. If you'd like to take part in conversations like this often, book a session for yourself. And if you'd like your question to be featured here, DM me on Instagram. I'll read it here and answer it to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching. Bye, besties.